COVID. Good afternoon. What's happening there?
Good afternoon, Stephen. We're joined by Dr. Mpho Phalatse. She contested John Steenhuisen for the position of leader of the Democratic Alliance. We hope to get some reflections, some insights into how it went. Dr. Phalatse, thank you so much for your time. Let's begin with the election overall. You ran a tough campaign and you were against the odds for most of it. Now that it's over, what do you think of how it went?
I'm disappointed. I believe that the DA had a real opportunity here ahead of 2024 to respond to the plight of South Africans. I believe that we've missed that opportunity. However, this was a democratic process and I respect the outcome and I will rally behind John going into 2024. I've already sent him a message to let him know that I will be supporting him and I'm eager to hear what his strategy is to grow the party. I believe that the growth of the party is important given what we've seen in our coalition governments with instability because we didn't have the numbers. I do believe that we need numbers and I hope that this new leadership will come with a strategy that will help us going into 2024.
Dr. Phalatse, what's it like contesting for leader of the DA?
It's interesting. It's very interesting. It was obviously my first time. I'm glad I did it. I have no regrets, but it's been a really interesting experience. I've been based in Johannesburg since I joined the party in 2015, and I got an opportunity for the first time to engage with delegates, and I learned a lot about the party. I learned a lot, and it strengthened my resolve actually for putting my hand up, so I'm glad I did.
What does that mean? Was it tough? I mean, people have a perception of political battles inside parties being brutal affairs with a lot of betrayals and people fighting dirty. What's your experience been like?
That'll always be there. Trust me, it'll always be there. There will be betrayals, and it's the nature of the game. It's the nature of politics.
You went into this election with a message that was quite critical of the Democratic Alliance. Your final speech to delegates on the campaign floor mentioned that you believe the party needs someone who's a representative in the community. You at one point spoke about how qualifications matter more than longevity in the party, even invoking an example of Jacob Zuma versus Barack Obama. We saw that there was quite a reaction to that. Do you think that was received well, or how do you think that went down?
Well, actually, yes. I got a lot of positive feedback from that because a lot of people were saying, am I not putting my hand up too soon? And, you know, who's to decide when is the right time? There is no standard. And people must remember also that I entered politics at an advanced stage in my career. I was not fresh out of varsity when I joined the party. I'd served a long time in public service, and I believe that experience really counts, particularly understanding the interface between governance and the politics within the party. I believe that I was well positioned to really drive the party forward, particularly with an imminent coalition government in 2024.
You warned that the DA might not grow, might regress if it doesn't have someone in the communities that communities can identify with, that black communities won't relate to the party. Now that John Steenhuisen has been elected, do you still have that concern?
Well, of course I have the concern, and like I said, I'm eager to hear what the leader's plan is to grow the party, because one thing I know is we need to grow. We need to grow so we can have stable governments. I've seen, as Mayor of Johannesburg, numbers are important, and I hope that there is a plan. At this moment, I don't know what the growth plan is, but I certainly hope there is one, and if there's one, I'm going to rally behind it, because we need those numbers.
You raised concerns about the voting system. The presiding officer telling Newzroom Afrika your campaign agent had signed the results slip accepting the outcome. What did you think about the voting system and how it was rolled out?
Well, I had concerns about the voting system. I have written to the presiding officer. That is correct. And that's, again, an internal process that we are dealing with internally.
Well, what does that mean, that you've written to him? Is that post the outcome?
No. I couldn't do anything post the outcome. I didn't want to do anything post the outcome. So whatever I wanted to raise had to happen before.
But you accept the outcome?
Well, yes, for now. I mean, I hope that there was nothing untoward, yes.
Dr. Phalatse, are you questioning whether there may have been something untoward?
I don't know. I'm not an expert in electronic voting systems, so I don't know.
But you're hoping to get clarity on it?
Yes, definitely. I do need to get clarity on certain things.
Okay, might that inform you maybe reviewing the outcome if you find that the clarity you receive is not adequate or appropriate?
Well, like I said, there is an internal process underway. I'm not at liberty to speak about it now. We have engaged the presiding officer as well as the chair of the Federal Council on the matter.
Finally, Dr. Phalatse, again, a black leader has contested for the leadership of the Democratic Alliance. This time you've lost. There have been questions raised about whether the DA would elect a black leader again since the resignation of Mmusi Maimane as leader. What do you think is the future for black leaders in the Democratic Alliance?
There's definitely a future for black leaders. I've had a lot of support from the delegates that were here today, a lot of them urging me not to give up. They're urging me to put my hand up again. They're urging me to stay, and they find inspiration in what I did, and I will be there for them.
You said you're not going anywhere. What are you going to do next?
Well, I need to think about my next move, but yes, my next move is definitely not leaving the DA.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mpho Phalatse. She is a senior leader in the DA. She lost the leadership election for the federal leader. I think we do need to point out that a part of what she mentioned there regarding an internal process about the voting system that she's initiated with the presiding officers is underway. She wouldn't say whether or not she would go ahead with the review of the results pending that outcome. But